Oh, so you want to go skateboarding? This is where I lived when I filmed Public Domain. Came running out that door, slid down this handrail, June of 1988. And now I'm back here again to introduce the GORUCK Signature Mike Valley Skate Ruck. Other than holding a skateboard, the one thing I really personally look for in a bag is a side handle. It's built GORUCK tough. It's got the bomb-proof laptop compartment. There's lots of other compartments, but this is my, what do the kids call it? The daily carry. This is my daily carry. It carries a skateboard. That's good, but mostly you should be riding a skateboard. One more time for old time's sake. This tree is a descendant from clippings sent from Lewis and Clark to Thomas Jefferson after the Lewis and Clark expedition. They were originally planted here in this church grounds, and this is a descendant of those clippings. So in a way, like touching history. There's very little time on tour other than driving, loading in, sound checking, playing the show, driving, sleeping, driving. You know, when I have an extra hour, an extra couple hours, an extra couple minutes, and I'm close to something that is intriguing to me, I always try to make the time and the effort to go see it. It's cool to be here.
Believing the truth will be in heart. The day of time to make it start. We'll take strange work. It's thinking about your head, take a seat. Come back, and optimism reaper. Leave a battlefield. You know the truth is better. Check the point. What to do?
Skateboarding and punk rock music when I was 14 years old. At that time, they just went hand in hand. I mean, the spirit of both things was about expression and individuality. And for the first time in my life, I knew who I was, and I knew what I was going to do with myself. We hit the streets, but to the front, and looking for trouble, just having fun, but around it's against the law. To be young, riding to the back, suspicion, with me out of dancing, parking lots, under the street lights, after the dark, on the skateboard set, cheating shopping kids, make like the beast and take a little more, beat off the tape.
This is Tasty's Sub Shop in Edison, New Jersey. My dad was one of the very first ever employees here. And my mom and dad actually met here. My dad was working behind the counter. My mom came in to order a sub. They fell in love. The Valley family began. I exist because of Tasty Sub Shop. And I come back to my hometown year after year after year to celebrate that. And of course, to get a sub. It's a staple of our lives. You can't see it, but there's a plaque right there. This was the site of the first ever presidential mansion. George Washington lived right here after he was inaugurated. I've been skating here since 1986. And this is the thing that most interests me today. In the late 80s and early 90s, this is really where we skated. Not many people skated the lower banks that are now a skate park. This is where it all went down. We used to ollie off the banks over this wall here. And then in 1998, they put this fence on top of the wall to stop us from going out into the street. I flew out from California. I knew I had to take a look at it. And I was determined to go over the fence. And I did. And then they decided they better put a bigger fence. So that's the real history. Forget George Washington. This is the real historical shit. This is the house Bruce Springsteen wrote Born to Run in. This is the house Bruce Springsteen wrote Born to Run in. Together, Wendy, we can live with the sadness. I love you with all the madness in my soul. That was written in this house.
I went out walking the other day. Seen a little girl crying along the way. She been so fast that she never loved again. Someday you're crying, girl, and when you find once again, two hearts are better than one. Two hearts, girl, get the job done. Two hearts are better than one. Once I spent my time playing tough guy scene. Well, I was living in a world of childish dreams. Someday these childish dreams must end. To become a man and grow up to dream again. I believe in it. Two hearts are better than one. Two hearts gonna get the job done. Two hearts are better than one. Sometimes it might seem like it was planned for you to romance and honey through this land. When the world turns you on and cold, there's one thing, there's one thing, there's one thing that I know. That's if you think your heart is stone, and that you won't enough to I said don't look up to shit. I presume with straight jacket. Never had a play pick. Hey man, what do you want from me? Collapses like a human road. Bullets fired from your soul. When wild horse starts hitting, the spirit is dead. Check this jacket, baby. Get that in your head. When wild horse starts hitting, the spirit is dead. Check this jacket, baby. Get that in your head.
This is the street I grew up on. In the summer of 1984, skateboarding hit me like a thunderbolt. This skateboard specifically, GT Coyote 3. A kid I knew, Phil Salzano, skated up to me on this very board and basically started my journey in skateboarding. I didn't know there was a skateboard industry. I didn't know there were skateboard magazines, professional skateboarders. Over that summer, I dreamed all of those things before I even knew they existed. In September of 1984, I would see Thrasher magazine. I would meet other skateboarders. And I've talked about that a lot through the years. But before that, here I was on this street with this board. Me and Phil Salzano trying to figure it out. And the first thing I ever tried to do was skate down this hill, Morgan Drive. And I couldn't. So here I am today. I'm going to see if I can pilot this board down this hill. That was the slowest, most fun skating I've ever done in my life. 40 years later, mission accomplished. I guess all those years of practice paid off.